Stolen valor boots. Basically, I feel like people will think I'm trying. I think people might notice. People might notice, oh, you're looking a tiny bit taller than you used to. Did you buy those boots on purpose? And I'm too in my own head about it now. So I'm like, no, I didn't buy these on purpose. I don't want to be taller. It just happened. I'm sleeping. Press any key to wake up. Now, last time I streamed this, you will notice I was in a different house, right? I am now in this house with Weetabix on a team. I woke up in a what the fuck is this? I've never seen this in Rust. A semi-automatic rifle. Ooh, okay. We might have some stuff. I woke up. Sorry. We'll just do a little tour. I woke up in a sealed room with Megan, who I was in a team with, having left the team and locked me in, like in the fucking Cask of Amontillado, the Edgar Allan Poe story. A horrible thing. I had to suicide myself out of the building and go face the world on my own for a bit. Then I met up with Weetabix and we formed this new sort of collective house, which should be fine. I love Bag of Chips. She was my fave on UK. Bag of Chips. This must be a drag person. Is this a drag? That sounds like a drag act. Bag of Chips. That sounds like... look, if you were going to have a British drag act, they would be called Bag of Chips, wouldn't it? Fucking horrible names. Yes, okay. Were they on Drag Race UK? I've never seen an episode of Drag Race. I don't know what you do on it. She's a great character. I'm mad there are people who get their legs broken for that surgery to make you taller. I've seen that. There was a surgery. Hang on. Just before we get on to scouting around. There is a surgery. Make taller surgery. Oh, it doesn't look nice. Right. Number one, it looks painful. Because basically you get your legs broken and then stretched out. Number two, it always looks fucking weird. Because their body still stays the same. So it makes it look like you have a really short torso. Like you look weird. Went from 5'3" to 5'9", but you had to get your I think you have to be on, like, crutches forever. It's, like, not worth it. It can go so badly wrong. It's like when you see people getting penis lengthening surgeries. And I cannot imagine a more terrifying thing. Because what they do, basically, is the same thing. They, like, snap the penis and, like, insert cartilage in there so that it's a bit longer. Apparently, it doesn't even make it that much longer, except when it's flaccid. And number two, it can make you never get an erection again. It's a terrifying concept to do to yourself. All for just basically being more comfortable walking around in changing rooms, I suppose? But who's looking? Who's in a changing room and is like, oh, gotta get a load of that cock. It's slightly smaller. I think if you do that, you're the freak. So don't do it. Don't do that weird thing. Right, I'm going to take some ammo. I will go out and murder, gather scrap, stuff like that. Where can I get this? Probably Turkey. That's where I don't mean to be overly rude about it. That's where every insecure guy goes for surgeries. That's where you can get the jaw surgery done to get the Batman jaw. You get the hair transplants done in Germany. Not Germany, Turkey. You get various things done, so I'm assuming there. Anyway. The ankle snap surgery. Oh. Turkey teeth and turkey penis. Do turkeys have penises? Turkey teeth? Is turkey teeth a thing? The famous turkey teeth. This isn't a thing. What's turkey teeth? Sorry, I'm never going to leave this fucking house. Turkey teeth. I thought you were talking about actual... Oh, no. Okay. I thought you were talking about actual teeth that turkeys have. So it's like fake... Oh, they look terrible. They look glow in the dark. They look really bad. Remember that guy that spent 20k to look like Beckham? Vaguely. I feel like there's a lot of stories like that. Do turkeys have penises? The thing is that turkeys, captive turkeys, generally are too fucked up and bloated. Oh, thank you for the follow. That's extremely nice of you, Mark the accountant. Turkeys are generally a bit too bloated and fucked up to actually have sex by themselves. So in general, you masturbate the male turkey and then sort of blowgun the sperm or siphon the sperm into a woman turkey. So I don't know if they have penises or what they do to them. Maybe they just, like, prostate massage them or something. Do turkeys have penises? A turkey doesn't have a penis. There we go. The tom with the longest snood usually gets the hens. When a tom gets excited, his snood becomes engorged and enlarges. Oh! Much like a penis, which a turkey doesn't have. Instead, both male and female turkeys have cloaca, an outlet into which the intestinal, urinary, and genital tracts open. There we go. Snood! It's got a little snood! Look at the little snood! Okay, that's very sweet. Good stuff. Let's go back to the game screen. Go in here. Dickheads. Ugh. Yeah, I'm definitely a turkey. Electrostim, I imagine? Like bulls. Oh yeah, they don't actually, like, wank off bulls when they steal their cum. When they, like, what's it called? Cum jack? Sperm jack? That was a thing in the 90s, I feel like people sung about. Rappers would always talk about being sperm jacked. But, it's not like they, like, wank off the bull. I think they basically insert, like a vibrating butt plug into the prostate and, like, give the bull, like a little special boy orgasm. Cumjack horseman. Ugh. What's that got to do with my snood? So, what we're gonna do is wander around, try and find some scrap and some stuff, some materials, and kill anyone we come across. And that's basically the plan. Why do we need to know this info? Why do we need to know it? I remember hearing about a guy whose job it was to suck through a tube to simulate turkeys, and sometimes he'd get a mouthful. Yes, they siphon it. It's like it's like stealing petrol from a car, but it's turkey cum, and not, and the car is a female turkey. I don't think it's an orgasm, poor bulls. It just comes out in stimulation. So it's like if you lock a femboy in a chastity cage and then sort of get them worked up. It's the sort of liquid that comes out. And then they insert that into the female cow. They have a fake lady cow for it to mount, and then some guy under it to collect the jizz. Oh, that's so grim. That's so fucking grim. Sure. I can't wait to crack these facts out on Christmas Day. If these were the facts that came in Christmas crackers, you know when Christmas crackers are a bit shit and they just give, like, factoids instead of pathetic jokes? I only recently became aware, by the way, that Christmas crackers are not a universal phenomenon. I thought every country had Christmas crackers, but it's only a couple, basically. Christmas crackers are basically just like Britain and Ireland and a couple of others. You know, they're like the tube of paper with, like, I don't know what's in them, some sort of flashbang, and you, like, crack them apart, and then there's, like, a paper crown, a whistle, and a shit joke in them. That thing. You have to quickly deflect the horse cock into a giant horse fleshlight. I've seen that too! Sorry. I don't know why I got so excited. I've seen that too. They basically have an artificial horse vagina that they get the horses to, like, buck into. Which seems dangerous. I would not want to be anywhere near a fucking horse. Like, Jesus Christ, that's gonna... That one wrong move and that could slap you to death. Christmas crackers are very, very British. We sometimes have them here. Kind of stereotypically British, yes. Like plum pudding. I've never had a Christmas pudding. I don't know if they even sell them here. It's like, it's one of those disgusting, dense fruit cakes. That, I was about to make a horribly offensive joke there, but I'll avoid it. One of those dense British fruitcakes who, that you douse in brandy and then set fire to. I think that's one of them. That's a Christmas cake. It looks vile. Christmas pudding is class. I had one. I love them. We put on the little paper hats. The paper hats are kind of fun. I like the little crowns. Love fruitcake, but Christmas pudding is a bit much. Christmas pudding is fucking horrid. I think it must be an Australian thing as well, just because I've seen that famous Auntie Donna sketch where it's like, make room for pud. So it must be in Australia. I do love a Christmas pudding, but I get why most people hate it. I just think fruitcake is a sin. Like, I hate it. You then fry the leftovers on Boxing Day? Ugh. Boxing Day is what the British call St. Stephen's Day, yes? I don't know why it's called Boxing Day. I don't really know who St. Stephen is. I don't know what I'm listening to. Hang on, let's keep moving in this direction. That's what I thought of too. Fry clutty pudding. Or fry clutty dumpling? What the fuck is this word? Who the fuck is Stephen? The name sounds much more enticing than the thing actually is. Is it called Boxing Day? And this is very stupid of me to say. Is it called Boxing Day because you're getting rid of boxes? Is that why the British call it Boxing Day? Boxing Day, you pack up the Christmas tree. I thought the Christmas tree went down on January the 6th, which my mum always called Little Women's Christmas. And that's apparently a thing specifically in Ireland and maybe Britain as well. Little Women's Christmas, which seems like a weird concept. Like, my mum would always go out with her friends on a night out on the 6th of January. I literally also thought it was about packing up. It's less religious. It's called Boxing Day, as it's the day the Tories would give the poor folk the leftovers from Christmas in boxes. Is that actually a thing? There used to be traditionally a big heavyweight bout on the 26th that the common folk would bet on. So it's about boxing and aristocracy, basically. To be fair, my mum would pack it up in like February when she finally got round to it. I don't even put up a Christmas tree. I'm sorry to everybody who's big into Christmas. I have a Christmas tree. I have a plastic Christmas tree that is about, I'm going to say 60 centimeters high. It's about that high, right? It's very small. And I put that up and decorate it sometimes when I remember. But I don't really do Christmas. I don't get anything for Christmas. I have specifically told Emma and my parents not to buy me any Christmas stuff because I don't like it. It's when we all do a boxing match. Families really fight it out. See, my Christmas has always been very boring. Good old traditional religious blood sports. I wanted to test Dreya's credulity. Fully made that up. It's about leftovers, really old, older than boxing. Why is it called St. Stephen's Day? Hang on. That's the Irish version, I think. St. Stephen's Day. Who's St. Stephen? St. Stephen's Day, also called the Feast of St. Stephen, is a Christian saint's day to commemorate St. Stephen, the first Christian martyr. Oh, or proto-martyr. Isn't proto-martyr a post-rock band? Celebrated on the 26th of December in Western Christianity. Okay. That adhere to the Julian calendar. What is it about, though? St. Stephen's Day is the second day of Christmastide and is celebrated in honor of one of the first Christian martyrs, St. Stephen, who was stoned to death in 36 AD. But is Jesus not considered the first Christian martyr? Because he was 33 AD, right? When they did that thing to him, right? St. Stephen Day in Wales is known as Gwyl San Steffan, celebrated every year on the 26th of December. One ancient Welsh custom, discontinued in the 19th century, included a bleeding of livestock, homing by beating with holly branches of late risers and female servants. I've heard of that one. The ceremony reputedly brought good luck. You'd get your, women of the household and beat them with holly branches. I don't know why. I think it was just an excuse to do that. And they made up the reasoning later. It was like, let's just have some fun with the staff. Let's beat them with sticks. Why are you doing this to us? I don't know, it'll make you more holy. It'll bring us good luck. Okay, then. Jesus was Jewish. Oh, yes, he was. I probably should know this. Was Jesus cut? Is that in the Bible anywhere? Was Jesus, was he circumcised? I assume so, because I think that's an Old Testament thing, the whole circumcision thing, right? So he must have been. I don't know. Oh, wait, hang on. Isn't there some, like, church that claims to have Jesus's... oh, it's a bear! Oh, fuck! Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay. Yes, there's a relic that I think is meant to be Jesus's, like, old foreskin. It's meant to be like, oh, they have it in a box, and it's like Jesus's, like, little... I mean, I assume it looks like a squid ring, but it's like Jesus's shriveled foreskin in like a velvet box in like the papal palace or something. That's what you get for talking about Jesus's foreskin. Sorry. Jesus's snood, the sacred calamari. Oh, there's Jesus was shivved by some Roman, Longinus or whatever his name was. Yes, there's the staff of Longinus or Longinus or whatever his name is, which was a plot point in The Council, a video game I once played. Oh, it's just a hen. Fuck me, I was so scared. Is it called a snood when it's on a chicken? Like, is this, like, red thing dangling below its beak called a snood? A little chicken snood. God, honestly, the one thing that could make Rust more enjoyable for me, and this is not a joke, is if you could pick up the hens and squish them. I would kill for that. Maybe there's a mod for it. Oh no, the chicken. That fucking clip. Get your snoods out for the hens. Ugh. Farming them would be pretty cool. No, I just like to keep one as like a pet or a roommate or something. Little chicken companion. Not in the gonzo way where he's fucking them. I always found that weird, because he looks like he would rip them apart. I assume you don't mean squish them to death. No. A roommate. Yeah, like, you know, like a flatmate or a roommate. Like, I don't really consider the pigs pets. I consider them just, you know, people who live with me. I've never experienced anything but a summer Christmas. It always does baffle me a little bit when thinking about that, because Christmas traditions must be so different for Australians and Southern Hemispherites in general. I don't think that's a word. Like, sunny Christmases. Go fund me Silas Winter Christmas. I mean, it's not like Ireland has, like, snowy Christmases or anything, because it doesn't really snow in Ireland, but it's always cold. That's one of the main things I associate with Christmas, is cold, grey misery, a little bit. My Christmas has always been quite boring. Like, I don't really remember any family fights. It's always been just kind of pleasant and boring. Kind of slightly extended family members coming around and talking about the food and then going home. That's about it. It's never really been a big deal. And so, like, my parents have never really done anything especially grand or expensive for Christmas. So I've never just had, like, a real attachment to it, I think. I should do a Christmas market live stream for my hometown. I have heard the Christmas markets in Germany are huge and impressive, and everybody likes to get them, right? Everybody likes to go to them as like a tourist destination thing. Gotta get Silas to a European Christmas market, hot wine and festive food. You know what? The one thing I like about Christmas is the availability of mulled wine. Mulled wine is really nice. I don't drink, so I will get like unalcoholic. Unalcoholic? What do you call it? Is that an acronym? An adjective? Unalcoholic mulled wine? But I love mulled wine. I think it's delicious. Even though I don't really like wine that much, and I don't drink, and I don't really like sweet things, I still like mulled wine. And you can never find it anywhere other than Christmas. I think for Americans, the equivalent is eggnog.
Welcome to the Goblin Cave.
Oh, thank you for the follow. Lucid Blueberry, which is very good as well. Mulled wine and mulled cider is lovely. I should have had some in winter. I have never had mulled cider. Cider is huge here, and I don't think I've ever had it. Cider is, I mean, such a huge drink here, like Bulmers and shit like that are huge brands in Ireland. But I've never had cider. It's because I didn't go, when asked as a teenager, I never went to a graveyard with a bag of cans or the big 3-litre bottle of cheap cider. Mulled wine is cheap after Christmas, so you can stock up. I should. All the little corner shops here sell mulled wine at Christmas. It's class. Cider's very sweet. I don't think you'd like it. It's basically like alcoholic fizzy apple juice, right? I kind of like Sidona, which is an exclusively Irish drink, which apparently just tastes like unalcoholic cider. And I kind of like that. Lidl has the mulled wine in already. Start early. Ooh. I did see, basically, the 1st of September, they started stocking Christmas stuff in Lidl. Get that Frosty Jacks down ya. I don't know what that is. That sounds like a euphemism for cum. But I'm assuming it's a cider. Maybe a chilled cider. I'm a Victorian gentleman, as everyone knows. Brandy and whiskey. It's even too sweet for me now after one cider. I've had alcohol, mainly when other people... When they hear I don't drink. Even my own parents. When people hear I don't drink, usually... people will go, but you have to try this, and then give me some alcohol, and I'll sip it and go, tastes like alcohol. Sorry, everyone leaving, because I know that is an ignorant thing to say, but, like, I think a lot of it tastes the same. So, but I've never had cider, because I don't think anyone in my family actually drinks it. I've had lager, I've had stout, I've had whiskey, and brandy, and wines. I've never had cider. It's a very luxurious cider that comes in rather large bottles. What's special brew? I know here there are 3 drinks that everybody mocks. There's special brew, there's Dutch Gold, and there's Stella. Are all of those lager? I don't really know. I don't think I have anything to mulch. Whiskey. High strength lager. There we go. Special brew is just very strong lager. Also, people tend to make fun of me for how I say lager. Like, Emma has said that I pronounce that too posh. Special brew is high strength. It's like 7.8. Is that high? Because, like, spirits are very high, aren't they? The one alcohol I've enjoyed was I had some Scotch whiskey on a plane once, and I thought it was fine. I thought it was a perfectly pleasant experience. I liked the burning sensation as it went down my throat and went, oh, I could get into this. And then I have never had it since. That was about 8 years ago. I drank one single glass of scotch and went, yeah, it's enough for me. It's not actually that bad. I reckon it's comparable to some wanky craft beers, but people are snobs. Whiskey is class. Quote ad, whiskey. Such a Tory way to say whiskey. We invented whiskey. Either us or Scottish people invented whiskey. I think on Wikipedia it's listed as Irish, but I think it's contested. I love wanky craft beers, so does my dad. I associate wanky craft beers with dads, because my dad exclusively drinks craft beers and gin. Craft beers, gin, and occasionally stout, like Murphy's or something. Asia has nice beers. I think my dad used to drink a lot of Tiger beer. I think that might be Asian. You can keep Pachin. Pachin is the one... If you don't know what Pachin is Irish moonshine, essentially. I don't know if I assume it predates moonshine, because it predates the settling of America. But it's basically... like pure alcohol that makes you go blind, made out of potato peel. It's fucking horrible. I have taken a sip of Pachin as well. Everybody knew a guy who knew a farmer who made Pachin in a still out in like a fucking wooded area. So Pachin is floating around wherever you want it. So yeah. That video of the Pachin raid. I've never seen the video of the Pachin raid. Is a classic. I have whiskey and brandy too. I don't remember what brandy tastes like. Is brandy... I think I get brandy confused with port. Port is the one that's a fortified wine. Is brandy similar? I don't know what brandy is. IPA or Guinness for me, or a G&T if I sometimes find myself in a wanky bar. My dad loves G&Ts. He does not like Guinness, I think. I think there is a look... Guinness, I think, is in Ireland. Guinness is sort of associated with like Leinster, like at least in Munster. If you're from Munster, you're supposed to drink you know, equivalent of Guinness. It's the southern stout, and it's apparently a lot more bitter, and to me, that is exactly the fucking same. But Guinness is kind of more associated with Dublin. Murphy's is like red, which is strange. Yeah, Murphy's is like a very, very, very dark red-brown, right? I didn't like Guinness when I tried it. It's so thick. It's so dense, isn't it? It's so fucking dense. Where does Beamish come into it? I don't know where Beamish is from. I've never had Beamish. I actually don't know. 1 second. Hello, Peaches. Beamish. Where's Beamish from? Beamish. Stout. Brewery in Cork, Ireland. Okay, so also, you know, acceptable, I guess. Beamish and Crawford was a brewery in Cork, established by William Beamish. Beamish Stout is still brewed in the city at a nearby Heineken facility. Oof. Love a Guinness. Fuck it, I like all the alcohols. I do like a lot of dark beers, though. I don't know what a dark beer is other than stout. Like, what's another dark beer? I know nothing about this. It's like when people talk to me about weed. Like, I've had weed twice in my life, and for any new people, I've said this before, and people laugh at me every fucking time. But the only time I've ever had weed... Oh no, I had weed... The first time I ever had weed was at a Christmas dinner with my parents and uncle. Because I have a slightly stoner uncle and slightly stoner parents. And so, when I was like 25 or something... Emma and I went to Christmas dinner at my parents' house, and my parents brought out some weed and a bong and went, let's go. And I tried a single bong hit of weed. I don't know if that's how you do it, how you put it, but it did nothing to me. And then the second time, I went to Amsterdam and had a single weed brownie, and it did nothing to me except make me kind of cranky and very sleepy. But occasionally people will go like, oh, well, that's because of the CBD or THC content, or which strain was it? Was it sativa or indica? And I look at them like a deer caught in headlights because it's been suddenly revealed that I'm not cool. You make it sound like you're shooting up heroin. Well, my parents never really talked about drugs in any way. So I didn't know what weed was really for a while. Like my parents did. I think my parents were over weed by the time I was, you know, old enough to recognize drugs. But like they never like demonized it or anything. They were basically always like a bit like alcohol. My parents very much took the continental approach, as they put it, which was, I mean, do it if you want. You can do it in the house if you like, as long as you're not like getting fucked up. That's fine. But that made it not cool. So I never did any of it. It's like my parents, their alcohol relationship was so boring that I just never did alcohol. Never did alcohol. Christ, I'm so fucking lame. I've always been open to smoking weed. I just never had anyway. So I remain profoundly uncool. I mean, same. I don't even know if I had a weed brownie, like I said, and it did very much nothing. Like, Emma was like, oh, how do you feel? And I said, I'm about to fall asleep while standing up. I need to go home. My parents demonized everything, so I did everything in secret, Christian household. See, I think that was specifically why my parents didn't do that. My parents were very much like, hey, we've done... like, you know, lots of weed and ecstasy and acid or whatever, because we are 90s kids. we were teens in the 80s and kind of young adults in the 90s. We've been to raves and we were goths and nerds. We've done lots of drugs. Do whatever the fuck you like and drink whatever the fuck you like. And because of that, it was deeply uncool to me, and so I never did anything. Which was actually kind of backfired on them, because I think they desperately wanted me to get out and make some friends by drinking. At a certain point, they were like, do you want to go out and, like, you know, have a bag of cans with some people at school? And I was like, I'll read this Dungeons and Dragons book, parents, thank you. You have made this completely uncool to me. And they were like, ah, fuck, we broke this one. Let's do better on the next one. Get that wetsuit for me? Sure, I'll carry back a wetsuit for you. I'm always around people smoking weed, but I don't like it. Less so lately. I've never really been around people who smoke weed either. Like, I have no real familiarity with drugs or drink. Yay. All the kids are on the Dungeons and Dragons these days. I liked Dungeons and Dragons before it was cool. I read 20 Legend of Drizzt novels and Dragonlance when I was 12. Meant I had no friends. But, you know... And it's shit. Don't get your kids Dragonlance. One of the first books that was ever bought for me was the Dragonlance trilogy by my dad. It's a book that I have it somewhere still, I'm sure. It's fucking that size and that thick. It's like 1,200 pages. And it sucks. It's terrible. I read it 4 times. It's really bad. It's so shit. All the kids are on the Dungeons and Dragons. Gist do Erden. I read 20 of those fucking books. I hardly drink any alcohol either. I just like the option to do it every once in a while for enjoyment. Yeah, I'd be fine with doing more weed to try it. What is this? Is this... I've never seen one of these be used for anything. Is this like how to get more water or something? Turn on. I'll just leave it there. Before it was cool, I have news for you. It's still not cool. Fulfilling my role as the resident jock. I thought people liked Dungeons and Dragons now. Because of Stranger Things. You know, that profoundly mediocre television show. It's not even on TV. A streaming show. I hear a person. Hang on.
Yeah.
Right, I don't need these bow. Oh, that was horrible. Yeah. I'll take your scrap. Take some leather. I'll take some of these. Instead of my torch, I'll take some of your stone. That's about all I want, I think. Oh, some meats. Hang on, I want some human meats. Get rid of these mushos. There we fucking go. Good stuff. I don't feel good. Alright, where's my house? Back down this way. Let's go. Didn't even have to have some last words, I know. Don't put Jivers in our fire, for fuck's sake. Poor Jivers. Why does he have like 3 torches? I don't know. Horrible. You shite. Oh. Do I hear someone? Justice. I remember once blowing him up with the rocket launcher from horseback and all he had was a stick. It's like what happens to me all the time. I died this morning doing a dome run. Thanks, Gravity, you cunt, and rage quit. I feel better as a person today. I love dying in Rust. This is the thing that makes me like Rust, is that I like building and doing little runs like this and, you know, doing an occasional bit of murder here and there. But I genuinely also enjoy dying. Like, the pain makes you feel a bit fresh. It's like, occasionally, and this isn't a sex thing either, occasionally when I'm very tired in the morning, I'll, like, slap myself across the face. Oh! Oh, Jesus Christ, I think I saw a laser sight. Woo! Ah, fucker. Get that clipped. But, like, I'll occasionally, like, splash cold water on my face and then slap myself. And it's like, that pain, like, wakes you up. And it's like, it's like a hit of some sort of drug. Jiver's a big chest head, already tacticianing 20-step revenge plan. Where the fuck am I? Oh, I can't go this way. I'll get shot by boys. Okay, it's very dark. This is bad for me if I get attacked by a wolf. Dying on the dome run wasn't so bad. When I respawned and ran back, a bear got me. That's what got me. It does make you lose faith in yourself a little bit when you die like 4 times in a row trying to get to the same backpack with nothing in it. Pain kink. I do not have a pain kink. People keep eluding this about me. I did a chess puzzle in Baldur's Gate 3 the other day, or yesterday, by the way, and I am so shit at chess, I had to go back to my camp and get the wizard involved so he could do it for me, because I am so bad at chess. It was a chess puzzle that involved making 2 moves in a simple chess game, and I could not do it. I tried like 3 times and just kept failing. I am that bad at chess. I was taught how to play chess when I was a kid by my dad on, and this is, again, showing how much of a fucking nerd my family is, taught chess on a Dungeons and Dragon themed chessboard that my dad bought when I was a kid. He bought the pawns on the white side were dwarves, the pawns on the evil side, the black side, were goblins. It was fucking stupid shit. But it was fairly expensive, I think. So I learned chess on that, but never really that well. And then when I was a kid, in secondary school, I would sometimes hang outside the chess club because I had acquaintances who were in there, and I would occasionally play with them just to kill some time because I had nowhere else to go. I never joined the chess club because even for me, that seemed too much. I'm a toxic chess player. If I'm about to lose a game of chess.com, I refuse to take the next move and run the clock down. That is so horrible. I've never even been on chess.com. I might have an account. I actually can't remember. Tired face slap. Real dickhead behavior. Maybe I'll do a chess stream. Maybe I'll get good at chess. I wonder what my elo is. I only discovered fairly recently, by the way, that you know how people say elo in chess and in matchmaking games in general. That is named after a guy named Elo. It is not ELO. It is not an acronym for anything. It's just the word Elo. As in, like, the second name of a guy. Is this the house? Is this where I live? I think it is. Is this the door? It's very dark. And I dropped my torch. Oh, it's so fucking dark. Okay, I might have a torch somewhere. Am I in my... I think there's a campfire somewhere on the floor here. There's a furnace. That'll do. Turn it on. There we go. I can sort of see. There's a campfire somewhere. I can see! Yippee! This doesn't have fuel in it. Lamp on the walls. There we go. Let me, yeah, sure, that can smelt. We have some stone, or some whatever that's called, going. Let me also get some fuel in here. And turn it on. Oh, it's practically cozy. Okay, Todd Howard. I also only say good game when I've won easily, so they know I'm being sarcastic. You are the most toxic player I've ever heard of. Horrible. But yeah, I'm shit at chess, basically. That's the point of that anecdote. So I probably won't do a chess stream, but I could. Chess.com is free, and I don't think there's as many hackers as some other games. But still enough to be annoying. Your camera's a little bit framey. It might be because of the lighting. I don't know. Is the game framey at all? We'll see. It'll work itself out. I need to get another camera, by the way, because I have reached, by the way, thank you everybody who followed during that Limmy raid, because I reached 1,000 followers, and I did say on Twitter that I would get an optional second camera to point at the guinea pigs on a box, because they sit at my desk sometimes. So I might do that soon. I might pick up a cheap webcam, or get a better webcam for my face and put this webcam here on a tripod, pointing at the desk there by my computer where the guinea pigs sometimes sleep. maybe have it redeemable for bits/channel points or something like that. It might be a good idea. I think it's feasible with OBS. Can you have 2 camera feeds at once? I'm not 100% sure. Hoof cam? I think if I pointed a camera at my feet, I'd get banned. I think I can show my feet on stream. I mean, they're shod right now. I'm wearing boots. But I think I can show my feet on stream. But I think if I had a camera specifically set up for my feet, they'd probably ban me. Because there's no way that wouldn't be sexual for someone. Even if I don't think it's sexual, somebody would be masturbating to my feet. Or maybe they wouldn't. I have no illusions that my feet are hot. I don't know what makes a hot foot, but I don't think my feet are particularly hot. They're huge. Does that count? Like, maybe if they're like, oh, I love size 12s, they'd be into it. But I don't think my feet are particularly masturbation worthy. Foot perverts are welcome here within reason, as long as they don't come near my feet. I doubt it. Size 12? What the fuck? I am wearing size 12 boots right now. These. They don't look that big, to be honest, on camera. They look like normal feet. But, like, they're fairly big. Excellent quote memory from me. I'm also size 12. It's just on the border of being too big. Like, just how, like, I'm on the border of being small. Like, I'm not particularly small, but I'm like, I'm just on the border. I'm just about too tall to be small. I think I'm just on the border of having feet that are too big, because can be a tiny bit difficult to buy size 12 boots. You know, sometimes they'll only go up to like 11 or 11 and a half. 11 and a half is usually kind of okay anyway. But, like, if you're a size 13, you're fucked. You have to get, like, specially made shoes. If you're a size 13, your life is hell. So, at least I'm not that. It's like, I'm just tall enough and to not be small, but small enough that buses and planes are always comfortable. So that's perfect for me. Guy once tried a chat-up line on me about foot size. I told them that despite what people say, my penis was very average. He left me alone. Can confirm. Sorry, but like, I can sadly confirm there is no correlation whatsoever. I wish. I need to consult my list to remember the numbers. I hate that you have a list of the quotes. Christ. Screen grab for the foot site. I think they have to be bare. I don't think there was a single, on WikiFeet, I don't think I saw a single shod foot. WikiFeet. Yeah, every one of these feet is bare. There isn't, like, foot lingerie or anything? Is there not, like, lingerie for feet? Because I think, and this might be controversial, I think some clothes is hotter than naked. I think some clothing is hotter than being nude. So surely there'd be, like, I don't see any, like, sexy foot clothes on here. They're all like just bare feet by a pool or whatever. They're called socks. Sorry. Stockings, lingerie for feet, for fuck's sake. Once, when looking after a tiny dog, some random person made a comment about men with dogs being well endowed. I said I was just dog sitting. That's a very good line. Leave something to the imagination. Dan is the resident quote archivist. Archivist? Archivist? I've never said that word out loud. Oh, it's getting bright. Fantastic. I guess we'll stow some of this stuff. I don't know how much stone we have in here. A decent amount. Let's just put all of this in here. And the rest of it in my little thing. I'm gonna take a semi-auto rifle, I think. I'm gonna take that. I'll unload this ammo. I will put this back on here, because I don't necessarily need it. I'm gonna bring a bigger gun and put a silencer on it. And just go out hunting boys. Oh wait, do I not have very much ammo for this? I think it uses different ammo than what I have. That's why we were getting the fucking the scrap so we could actually research how to make that. Right, I will go do that, I think. I will put this ammo back in here. I think there's tool benches up here. I don't know how much scrap I have. I'm missing somewhere around 500 to 600 quotes now. I've let it slip. I'm tempted to write a bot. Christ. There are people with too much time on their hands in this chat. I'll just say it. I can make a... Oh, I still can't even afford that. Christ, we need more scrap. Okay, what is the best way to get scrap in this video game when it's not quadrupled like it was on the Limmy server? Guilty as charged. There are people in this chat that scare me a little. Keeps me out of the pub, at least.
Welcome to the Goblin Cave.
Oh, thank you, C-Don, for the follow. Okay, thank you for all the follows. Anything that keeps me from slipping back under 1,000 is very, very welcome. Because I was at like 1,002 or something like that, and that's a very tenuous position to be in, because you'll sometimes say something like real fucking stupid or gross on the stream and drop by like 5. I was like, oh, I don't want to be in that position again. It took me so fucking long to get to 1,000. I mean, not that that does anything. This is why we need a ceremonial reading of the quotes. We're all up to date. That would take me fucking forever. Maybe I'll do a YouTube video on it. It's unlikely, but I could. Just put everything in here. I might need more chests. I only have the 2. How do you make a chest in this game? Is it just wood and... wood and metal, maybe? That's every stream. Wood and metal? Yes. Give me one more chest, just for, like, materials. Just like a vague material chest. Oh, where am I going to put this? Can I fit it, like, right here? If I just squish it in? Oh, just about. Lovely. Oh, that's very satisfying. I don't know why, but that has made me genuinely a little happy. Oh, look how good that looks. Look at... Oh, they're so close together, and it's so neat. That's activated happy chemicals in my brain. Oh, I'll put the wetsuit as well in the chest out here for Weetabix. There we go. And I'll give a gift of some meat. I need to cook up some boy meat. Should have an annual summary of quotes. Cook up some boy meat. Just a little bit of that. So I have some food. Put the rest of this in here. And then we can start heading back out, getting more scrap. Sounds fine. An annual general meeting. The G stands for Goblin. I am so fucked up by the news that I read AGM as if it was like FGM. It's just a really horrible image. Sometimes say stupid, really fucking stupid or gross things. I feel like I don't say it that much. I feel like I'm actually not that much worse than other streamers. Like, I think plenty of streamers are a bit blue. I think I actually keep it fairly tasteful. By comparison. Like, at least I'm not, you know, saying slurs, right? Don't laugh. Oh, I forgot to put these fucking semi-automatic bodies back. Fuck off with your tasteful. There are worse streamers, is what I'm saying. Right, go in here. Go in here. There we go, we're fine. Is this a bit about being self-aware? I hope so. Right, I'll recycle some of these as well, just because I don't think we need any of this. This is the little recycle box, I think, because, you know, there's a recycle scene. Is this, does this server support, like, putting Imgur links on this, on, like, signs? Because this is one of the cutest things ever. It's a little pirate pig! Look at his little face. Guinea pigs always look so baffled by the world. Emma described guinea pigs as God's mistake at one point when we first got them. She said they look so poorly designed. She said, and I quote, "It sort of disproves intelligent design as a concept." She was so rude about guinea pigs. Yes, you type SIL and the space and then a link. Fantastic. I have done that before. Pirate pig is very cute. Right, I have some bullets now. Let's go... Where do we want to go? Maybe... the dome? Fuck it, I'll go to the dome. Follow yellow. Let's go dome. Nice journey for us. Dreya, follow me. It could be worse. I don't think I'm the worst streamer on this site, in content or in humor. They do seem to be quite cocky for an animal that could easily be eaten. It's like Emma was saying, they have no defenses. Because I showed her a post, like a Reddit or a Twitter post or something like that, where this woman had been walking her dog. Oh, it's a bear. This woman had been walking her dog. And the dog stopped and sniffed the air for a second and then walked over, like pulled on the lead and walked over and then sat down by a little green area, a little, you know, like scattered leaves and some trees and stuff like that. You know, just like a little waste ground area. And there was 2 guinea pigs just sitting in the middle, in the open, looking scared and confused. And the woman was like, oh God, has somebody abandoned these guinea pigs? So she was like, oh, okay. Well, they're gonna run if I mean, I have a dog here. The dog looks confused as well. The guinea pigs are going to run away if I try and capture them. So what I'll do is I'll go to the local discount shop. I'll buy a laundry basket, like a small laundry basket, and try and trap them with it. And then I can scoop them up. So she went and did that. She tied up the dog. She went over to a discount shop, got a laundry basket, and then walked up to them. And they just didn't run away. They were just like, at her, and she just kind of scooped them up by hand and didn't eat the basket at all. But Emma used that as an example of how do they exist? Like, how do they exist in the wild? How do they exist at all? How are they not extinct? Because that is their defense. Their defense is to go very still and then still just squeak at things. Like, they don't hide, really. They're not very fast. They don't have any defenses like claws. They can bite, but they don't really. Their food numbers is their defense. It's just tragic. Dreya is more Tory than we thought. Same distraction tactics. Dreya, when making a ridiculous take about his tastefulness, better talk about cute pigs. I am not Tory. Dreya is surprisingly Tory for someone who enjoys containers of cocksnot. I think I might ban the word cocksnot. Really fucking horrible. I think it is the worst term for cum. There's a lot of bad terms for cum. There's very few nice terms for cum. I think it is the worst. I might ban it. It's like the term gruel for lady cum makes it sound so fucking disgusting. It's the equivalent of cocksnot for me. Really horrible. Even person porridge, I would argue, is like trying to be a bit cheeky, which I hate and would kill someone with a brick for being. But it's at least a bit self-aware that it's bad. Whereas cocksnot, I feel like someone who would use that in like an actual insult. I mean, the guy who wrote Saw did. Please, sir, can I have some more gruel? Oh! Hates cheeky. It's just when I think of the word cheeky, I think of either the cheeky girls, which is a bad thing to think of, whoever you are, or, you know, like cheeky English chappies like, innit? You know, having a cheeky Nando's with the lads. And that makes me want to commit war crimes. That kind of guy. Horrible fuckers. Poor cheeky girls. Never heard of gruel in that context till now. I think it's specifically spelled G or O-O-L. And it's really fucking awful. Love a bit of gruel, me. Said with a Yorkshire accent. Yorkshire man who loves cunnilingus. That could be like a sketch. That's a very millennial sketch idea. I've never heard it either. Sorry, I'm just now my mind is flooded by that image. Just a guy in a tweed suit and a flat cap with a whippet on a lead, just going down. I don't think you should hear that word anymore. I think it might be like a thing from a few years ago. It got used on Reddit a lot. I was on Reddit for a while. I have since uninstalled Reddit because, fuck me, it's a cesspit. And after the recent, like, advertiser stuff, I just uninstalled it and never went back. But there's a lot of Reddit words that, I mean, Reddit's very neckbeardy and fedora at the best of times. So it might have been exclusive to Reddit. I think there might have been an r/gruel even. I wonder if that's still going. I hope not. I hope no Reddits are going. I hope Reddit dies. Reddit... I was never on Reddit on, like, the heyday of Reddit when it was at its most popular, but Reddit, I mean, it killed forums, and might have been a good thing, but it was fucking horrible. Reddit's so bad. I remember being on Reddit before they banned, like, r/WTF and stuff like that, where you just occasionally, as you were scrolling through Reddit, you'd see, like, a car crash killing, like, a family. I was like, fuck me, Jesus. You hang out in the weird corners of the internet. 1 second. Full camera. Is that still active? Not WTF, the other one. r/gruel. Yeah. Oh! Oh, it's so viscous. Christ. Oh my god, it's the most Reddit thing in the world! Sorry. About community, r/gruel. I'm just going to read out the one-line intro. Home of the finest pussy honey. Gruel equals girl drool. Gonna close that forever. Close wiki feet and go back to the game. No. Oh no. That's horrible. Absolutely vile. What a tasteful goblin. I'm educational. I'm, you know, elucidating some sort of dark corners of the internet for people. I'm not making you go there. Is Bruel boy drool then? I guess that would be, what, pre-com? I guess would be Bruel? But then that makes you think of, like, Dr. Steve Bruel from that, like, Adult Swim show. And I don't want to think about John C. Reilly when I'm aroused. No offense, he's a fantastic actor. I don't want him in my head. Quote ad, close wiki feet. I'm a worse person because of this stream. I don't want a bow and arrow, I've got a gun. Let's go up in the dome and see what's up there. Probably a boy to kill. Is Strussy, what have you done? I don't remember what Strussy would even stand for. You're like a curator of filth. You do the dirty work so we don't have to. Exactly. It's like a public service. I mean, I would like to make it clear, I don't frequent these places that I talk about. I've never visited r/wikifeet or r/gruel outside of this stream. But, you know, it's just buried in the recesses of my mind somewhere. It comes up, sure. Just horrible. How do I get into the dome again? I can't even remember. There should be like a little ramp area up somewhere, right? Over there? Yes, this is it. This looks familiar. Oh, Terry Nutkins was in. You are voluntarily talking about WikiFeet now after we brought it up once. I actually don't believe you. Oh, that's grim. I mean, I've said, I think I bring up the foot fetish because it's the one that most confuses me. Like, the grosser a fetish gets, the more I understand it. Because even if I'm not into it, and that is the most common sort of default for me, it's sort of like, okay, well, that's so weird, I'm not surprised it's a thing. But with feet, like, feet are everywhere, and also they're just sort of a boring lump of flesh. So I don't get that at all. Although I've also said that about boobs. Like, I don't 100% get boobs. Like, they're fine. They're just sort of, you know, I'm true neutral on them. Like, they're kind of just bags, right? They're like milk bags. It's like getting aroused when you see a Canadian pouring cereal or something. You know, they have those like little milk bags that they cut open the corner and like pour from the plastic bag of milk. Hates tits. Awesome milk bags. I don't know. It's like I don't really like milk. Maybe that's it. I never really liked milk as a kid. You know, it's a big thing in Ireland.
Show 'em.
It's a big thing in Ireland to have a pint of milk with dinner. And I never really got that either. I always found it quite gross. So maybe if you had pints of milk with dinner, maybe you're like really into breasts now. Canada has goon bags, but for milk. See that? Ah! See, that sounds wrong to me as well, because goon does not mean wine in my head. I've never thought of Canadians when looking at a boob. Never. I mean, now you might. I once saw an image on... It might have been Twitter, it might have been Reddit, but of a Canadian woman, and you could tell she was Canadian because, aside from being very busty and you know, voluptuous and stuff, she had like a maple flag hat. So that was to decide to, you know, show that she was Canadian. And she was lactating maple syrup. It was a drawing. That was not real. But it was like, I think that was a fetish for somebody. So, this is a dream. It was not a real photograph. It's a picture. Are Canadians famously busty? What the fuck? So I think that's a thing that people might be into. Ooh, a rifle. Or a... What is this? A Thompson. Good. So what's your point? I don't know. I think it was... Somebody mentioned Canadians and boobs. Somebody said they don't think about Canadians when they think of boobs. And I think because of that image, I do a little bit. I think that kind of seared itself into my brain. And so I think of milk bags and maple syrup lactation. Maybe that's why I don't like boobs that much. I don't know. I like boobs. I think boobs are fine. But I don't get the love for them. I think they're fine. Apt quote. Broads of Canada. Christ. That is a shockingly tortured pun. A bit like this is a shockingly tortured stream, let's be honest. Anybody else wants some pornography? Ooh, some high-quality metal. Stop calling them milk bags, for fuck's sake. What else are they? I mean, I know they're not literally, like, just full of milk, right? You have to make them. You have to be pregnant to make milk, right? That's how mammals work. I think you can sort of induce it otherwise, but I think generally you have to be preggo. That must make it awkward for people who have a lactation fetish. They're probably always seeking out pregnant women. A bit like Ken Bone. Remember him from the... He became a meme during the Trump presidential election. And for wearing like a jumper and having weird political beliefs on a show. And then people looked into his Reddit account and he was all about pregnant women and lactation. And he kept calling women like beautiful human submarines, I think was the line. Because, you know, they've got, like, people in them and they're big. Prego ban. That must be what Australians call pregnant people. Pregos. Right? Surely? They're full of dreams and sunlight. What, breasts? I think they're full of glands. I think that's why cannibals don't like them. I was informed on this stream that cannibals say that the boob... You'd think no, I wouldn't think a boob would be that appetizing, actually, thinking about it. But apparently they're fucking awful. They're really gross. Apparently, cutting up a boob and eating it is really horrible. It's just like glands and stringy nothing. Horrible. Glands that make up sunlight and grand dreams. Is it Rust? Is it this game? We've talked about that before. That, cannibals apparently don't like boobs. Was it Grenarius who brought this up? That there was like a cannibal who kept a log of like what meat tasted best. And it was what you'd expect. Like, you know, when you think about eating a human, which you don't often, but when you think about eating a human, the bits that you would expect to taste best apparently do taste best. The thighs and the ass and the belly and stuff like that. The boobs apparently are pretty gross. I think the brain is not meant to be nice. Plus, it gives you that fucking disease that makes you go mad. Mad people disease. With child is the only acceptable term for preggers. I have always just said pregnant. I've never said preggers, and I've never said with child. With child makes you sound like a Victorian dandy who has end stream points. Where am I? I'm going this way. Fantastic. Let's go mulch this stuff in somewhere. Maybe the harbour will have a thing I can recycle at.
Coming up, boys!
Up the duff. Oh, up the duff. I was going to say up the duff. Christ, that noise. Oh, the bear! Fuck! Don't kill me! Jesus Christ, I have 1 bullet left. Okay, that's bad. And people will have heard that. Oh no. I need some healing, I think. Oh good, some food. Give me some food, please. Thank you. I'm gonna go to the harbour and see if I can do anything with that. Oh good, fedora time. Thank you. I don't know why I'm pressing escape, as if that pauses anything. Toilet humor to bring the goblin down. And elf ears? Fuck me. Once I'm slightly safer, I'll do the elf ears.
Show us your tits!
Let me just...
Show them!
Oh, fuck off. Random sound as well, so you got away with it.
That's quite a loaf. But however shall it
Oh,
fit
and
in
cloak
my
as well. Fine, I'll do that at the harbour.
Isn't ready for baking, my sweet. It has yet to rise.
If only we could hurry that along. How would I accomplish such a task?
Oh, my foolish little Argonian maid. You must use your hands.
You wish me to knead the loaf? Here.
Why, of course.
But what if the mistress catches me? Your loaf was only meant to satisfy her appetites.
Do not fret, my delicate flower. I'll satisfy the mistress's cravings later.
Very well, but I'm afraid my oven isn't hot enough. It could take hours.
Plenty of time, my sweet. Plenty of time.
It is fucking minging. Suck your dad. It's minging, he's fucking minging.
There we go. Would you consider doing channel point bets for surviving the next 15 minutes at a time? Yes! I always forget to do that in games. I always forget to do more channel point bets, because that's how people... Because right now, the end stream redemption is like 200 grand. You need like a lot of viewing hours for that. So I would like it to be a danger for me, you know, just to keep myself active. Someone's aiming for that end stream redemption. So yeah, I should do that at some point. Maybe next time I play Rust, I'll do that, because I should probably wrap up soon, to be honest. I know we've gotten very little accomplished, but Christ. At least we killed one person and a couple of bears. And I mean bears as in the animal, not as in, like, the gay archetype. Would it be right to call that an archetype? An archetype of gay? The bear? There's a lot. I can't keep up with all the types of gay. Nothing has been achieved today. Also, I keep spending my points on pleasant noise. I mean, that's your own fault. That is unpleasant for everybody. I feel like that has quickly become a very unpleasant meme for me. I just want to go through all the emergency questions. Oh, wait. I thought I could zoom in with the pickaxe on. Am I about to throw my pickaxe? Is that a thing in this game? Ooh! Well, that's something. I might do that at the next boy I find. Although I feel like that's very obvious. They could just shoot me in the chest while I'm doing that. It takes a bit to wind up. Alright, is there a recycler over here? That's what I want. I would like a recycler. And then we can think about heading back. Ooh, a computer. Was that a boy step I just heard? Was that my step or was it a boy step? I wish I had some sort of scope. As a lurker who isn't sure how to spend points, I'm at 30k, ending the stream is a long way off. I will start running more bets in future. That's something I wanted to do with the channel anyway, and I kept forgetting. Like, the thing is that bets don't really work well with a lot of games. Rust, it does work well, like Will I Survive, stuff like that. But like, how the fuck do I run a bet in Myst, for instance? Like, what the fuck is this? I spent my points and got nothing. 100k down the toilet. Like, there's nothing I could come up with there. Whereas with Rust, you're constantly fucking dying in Rust, so why not? And I don't do, like, what Limmy does, where, like, on Fridays or whatever, he'll do, like, card bets and stuff like that. Because I don't own a deck of cards. I have access to a wheel, but that's about it. I just don't feel like setting it up, I'll be honest. He does that thing 5 Flutter Friday, right? I've got Riven recently to finish it before you do to be able to help. I'll probably play Riven at some point, yes, because Myst... I've really loved Myst. I'm so stupid. Fuck, I'm dumb. I know this is, like, not news to any of you, but god damn it, I'm stupid. I'm so dumb. But, Myst is still great, even as a dumb person. I could kazook Funky Gibbon 20 times. Oh. As somebody who didn't know who Bill Oddie was, the existence of Funky Gibbon has made me hate him. Who the fuck is this? Let me put all of these in the thing, and I'll go get the cloak on for the end of the stream. I'm not in immediate danger, am I? No, let's get the cloak. Sorry for inflicting the goodies on you all. Are the goodies really famous? I keep reading it as the Goonies, which I also don't like. But I think I'd rather watch the Goonies than Funky Gibbon again. The Goodies are boomer famous. Christ. The Goodies are boomer famous. Oh, The Goonies! I was meaning to talk about this at some point, actually. The Goonies is one of those movies that gave me nightmares as a kid, and I couldn't watch it because I was too scared. And it was because, and this is fairly problematic, what I'm about to say, I was too scared of sloth. So whenever my parents wanted to freak me out, one of their standard things was to shout, "Hey, you guys," in the sloth from the Goonies voice, and I would freak out and run out of the room. Dreya, you must have been about 4 when this happened, yeah? More like 9, yeah. The Goodies, the show, was actually quite good. Monty Python for kids. And of course, blackface, like Monty Python. I rewatched Monty Python's Flying Circus recently. I say recently, it was a couple of years ago now with Emma, because she had never seen it. And I thought it held up remarkably well. Up to a certain point. At a certain point, they start leaning into the yellow and blackface quite a lot. It was actually fairly uncommon early on, I feel. Like, less than you'd think in the 70s, because the 70s in British comedy was basically the blackface era. But Monty Python didn't have that much. And then all of a sudden, in like series 3 of Flying Circus, there's just fucking constant yellowface, constant blackface. And it's so out of left field. It feels a little bit like they ran out of jokes for Series 3. Because Series 3, is that even a good one? I mean, aside from that. But like, it feels like they might have run out of jokes and then filled in the gap with racism and homophobia. That feels like it ramped up as well. Lots of fairy jokes. I never saw The Goonies till I was an adult, and I was like, oh, this isn't that good. I kind of hate The Goonies. The Goonies is one of those child classics that people talk about, and I don't like it. A bit like The Wizard of Oz, or Sound of Music, or Mary Poppins, or, I mean, really anything by Disney. Or Home Alone. Home Alone's a fucking big one, where I think Home Alone is absolute dog shit, but a lot of people love Home Alone. Even the first one, which is considered the best one, I think is fucking dire. At least you get to see a skeleton light up with lightning. That's kind of funny. But anything involving that fucking kid. Not a fairies in Wales. I don't think The Goodies was ever for adults. I haven't seen The Goodies. I'm 38 and I've never seen The Goonies. I've seen most of my peers have seen it, and nope. It's not good. I mean, look, it's very much for children, but even when I was a kid, I didn't like it. It's a bit like The Never-Ending Story as well. I preferred The Never-Ending Story, but I always thought something was missing in it. It never grabbed me and was like, oh, magical. I think I'm just very hard to please. Even as a child, I think I was too cynical for these things. It seems like it's nostalgic if you grew up with it, but otherwise it's just boring. I think it's quite boring, and even I grew up with it. Should I wear a bandana? Sure, I'll wear a bandana. Oh, I can wear both! Never mind. Home Alone 3 with the USSR spies. Is that... I've never seen Home Alone 3. Is Home Alone 3 the one with the woman? There's one with a woman child. You say girl, don't you? There's one with the girl. I don't know if that was Home Alone 3 or like Home Alone fucking 5. There's 6 of the things. Oh, I love Never-Ending Story, but I did grow up watching Never-Ending Story. We don't talk about Home Alone 3. It never happened. It did not happen. I know after 2, it was no longer Macaulay Culkin. I don't know why. Maybe he was too expensive. I mean, you'd wonder why, because he is a shockingly bad actor. I'm sure he's lovely. I've seen him on Red Letter Media, and he's very funny, but fuck me, he can't act. I mean, even for kid actors, he was bad, right? I think we can all agree on that. I actually loved 3 as a child. I thought it was fucking wild. I've never seen it. Maybe I'll watch all of the Home Alones at some point. Emma and I will occasionally do that, where we'll pick just like a terrible franchise. I don't know why we do this, to punish ourselves for sort of forgotten sins. But we'll pick a terrible franchise and just watch all of them. The most recent time we did that was Final Destination. I watched all 5 Final Destination movies. They are shockingly bad. Don't watch them. They're so shit. But we watched all of them and laughed at them. That was kind of fun, but also kind of depressing. Karate Kid, including the Hilary Swank ones. I've only seen the first Karate Kid. I remember kind of enjoying it. I remember kind of thinking it was okay. But that's about it. I don't know if I've seen any other ones. At Christmas, perhaps? There were 2 Home Alones, 1 Matrix, and 3 Die Hards. You know what? I actually agree. I don't mind the first 2 Die Hard sequels. I actually prefer Die Hard 3 to Die Hard 2. Now, if anything horrific is in those movies, I watched them when I was quite young. I've watched Die Hard 1 more recently because it's objectively the better one. Like, why would you bother rewatching Die Hard 2, really? But I remember quite liking 3. The movies are shocking, but actually funny bad. What, the Home Alone sequels? I know there was a recent one with, how would I describe the guy? The plump child from Jojo Rabbit was the main character. I think he's English in it. It's like an English Home Alone. And it was meant to be very bad as well, but maybe not as bad as some of the previous ones. None of them are good. What the fuck is this? Latin. Hello. Oh, this is a very lovely sign. It looks like an Italian bistro, but in rust. 200 scrap for some sulfur. No. Cool. My boss called it the 17-minute rule. If a film doesn't get his attention in 17 minutes, he turns it off. It takes 17 minutes for the first death in Die Hard. I like Die Hard. I don't know how well Die Hard is aged, but I really do enjoy Die Hard. I think it's kind of like the platonic ideal of an action movie. It's that and... Oh, what's the other one that I always say is like the best action movies? Fury Road? Mad Max Fury Road? I think those are the 2 action movies that are like basically emblematic of the perfect form for an action movie. They're really good. Kindergarten Cop, Christ. Maybe Aliens? Aliens I'd also rank as that. Point Break. I've never seen Point Break or Cliffhanger. Point Break, is that the one where, is it Keanu Reeves shoots a gun up into the air and goes, "Oh!" That one? It might be. I think I only know it through Hot Fuzz, which I do love, but I've never seen it. That's the one, yes. In Jason X, or Jason's from Friday the 13th, goes to space, and it's so trashy funny. See, I've only seen the first 3 Nightmare on Elm Streets, and I only really like the third one. I don't really like the first movie. I've never... Oh, no, I've seen the first Friday the 13th. The one where Jason isn't even in it. The one where it's... Spoilers for the first Friday the 13th from 1979, I'm going to say. It's the mum. But he's basically not in it. That was okay. That was a fine movie. I think Kevin Bacon might be in that. I love Point Break. I saw Cliffhanger on the big screen this year. What a crazy film. I've never even heard of Cliffhanger. Cliffhanger? There we go. Keanu Gary Busey, unnecessary surfing. I love seeing Gary Busey in things, because you never know if he knows where he is. I mean, that's maybe unnecessarily rude, but like, you never know if he's aware that he's in a movie when he's in a movie. Cliffhammer is a great porn star name. Cliffhammer, archetypal bear. Ugh. I haven't seen it for a while. I would love to see it on a big screen, though. I don't go to the cinema very often, because I don't really like the cinema very much. Last time I went to the cinema was to see Barbenheimer. You know, the Barbie Oppenheimer double bill. Is this our house? No, this is our house. We're in a crowded area. We're gonna get killed. Isn't Patrick Swayze in it? I don't know. But we went to see Barbie and Oppenheimer on the same day, and that was the last time. And I did actually have fun. It made me like going to the cinema a bit more, because it was good to... It was like a nice communal experience. It was a fun time. Oppenheimer was class. I loved it. People in this chat will disagree with you, but I also think it is... I mean, I would say by far the best thing that Christopher Nolan has ever made, which is not saying a lot, because I don't really like Christopher Nolan, but I love it. I thought Oppenheimer was fantastic. I did not love Barbie, but, you know, it's fine that it did well. Swayze throws a dog at Keanu! Maybe I have to watch Point Break. Point Break has Swayze. I love going to the cinema, but I don't because it's expensive. It has remained fairly cheap here. Oh, I just lied! I just lied to you all. Like some sort of cunt. I went to the cinema like 3 days ago. Mom, a bit longer, but last week at some point. I went to the cinema to see a trashy documentary about the Troubles in Northern Ireland with Emma. When I in a converted church for indie movies, and it was a fine experience, but I don't think it was worth the ticket price. Actually, the resub for calling yourself a cunt. Unsub for lying to us. As a Nordie, what film was that? It was called Face Down. It was okay. I think the book it's based on sounds a lot better. It was in Cork City, in the Triskel, which is a converted old church that is turned into a stage/cinema. It's like a nice place to go see indie movies. They exclusively show indie movies. It's one of those. But the tickets were, I think, €9 each, which is not bad. But it included a Q&A with the writer of the book afterwards. So there was about half an hour, maybe 45 minutes afterwards, where the writer of the book was just asked questions by this journalist and then answered it, basically. And he sounded a lot more interesting than the movie was. The movie was made by RTE, had low budget, and was a bit sensational and trashy. But it was okay. I didn't hate it. It was alright. But... very bougie. Again, see, this is the thing. Here, theatre and cinema are actually cheaper than I thought. Considering how fucking expensive Ireland is, our theatre and cinema prices are cheaper than I thought they would be. Like, it's about €8 a ticket for the cinema, and it was $9 or $9.50 or something for the Triskel. And then theatre, not that I go to a lot of plays or productions or anything, but they're, you know, maybe 15, 20. They're more expensive, but not nearly as much as other countries, it seems. Like, cinemas are fairly cheap here. Like, cheap enough that you can go fairly often, unless you're, like, extremely in dire straits. I go a lot, but only because I have one of those unlimited cards. I don't even know if they do those here. Maybe they do. Maybe I should go to the cinema more. I have a cinema about 5 minutes walk from me, like another indie cinema. And I don't go to it that often because it kind of sucks. But if there's something that I'm like sort of interested in seeing, I'll go see it there. Like I have an indie cinema that is from the 1920s and was renovated recently. And it's okay. The screen is a bit small. The sound is a bit shit. The seats are a bit uncomfortable. But it's better than nothing. Sort of. Like just about. It's just about better than nothing. Very bougie. I think I did feel, even though it's not expensive, I think this says a lot about class, right? I did feel a little bit impostery when I was in that cinema, the Triskel, because I was like, this might be actually a bit bougie for me. This might be a bit too fancy. Even though, like I said, tickets were about €9 and it was full of fucking students. But like, who are in Ireland very fucking poor as a rule. So it wasn't, but I think there's sort of an image to it that it is, and that puts off people from going to these things. A bit like theatre. Like, I think Shakespeare, for instance, I am constantly extolling the virtues of Shakespeare. I use words like extolling, so I like Shakespeare, right? And it's quite cheap here, but I think there is an image that you only go to see a Shakespeare production if you are a posh prick. And I think it puts people off going and seeing some fun stuff. So there's my little micro rant for the end of the stream, I guess. You probably would have felt more comfortable if you had worn some clothes. And I'm going to put a bear trap here just to annoy anyone who comes nearby. Right, I'm going to sign out now, everybody. I'll be live again tomorrow, though. I'll be live to play some more Myst, and then Wednesday... I have the schedule up. You know what? I'll show the schedule. I never show my own schedules on this stream, even though it would probably help people... It would probably help retain viewers. You definitely didn't build this base? I helped. When I say I helped... Oh, for fuck's sake. Christ. There we go. I helped, by which I mean it's a bit like when a child holds a wooden spoon next to a mum who's baking a cake, and they go, I helped, and the mum goes, yes, you did. Weetabix mainly did this, and I helped. He did the layout, I filled it in with stone and wood and materials a bit. Like a toddler. Thanks for the stream, I think. Here's my schedule for this week. Tomorrow I'll be playing Myst. Wednesday I'll be back on the Rust server. Thursday I'll be playing Ripper, which is... You held that wood well, though. Ripper, which is a 1996 FMV starring Paul Giamatti, Christopher Walken, and Burgess Meredith. And Karen Allen, I discovered from Indiana Jones. Fucking bizarre. And then on Friday, there's a fresh wipe on Thursday evening for Rust. On Friday... fresh Rust server, so I'll actually be able to get a foothold instead of coming in near the end and everybody's got fucking assault rifles around me. So yeah, good stuff. Let me raid somebody. Thank you for watching, by the way. This was a very fun stream. Sorry about the things I talked about. Thanks, Dreya. You can thank Limmy. Wouldn't have found you without the raid. Limmy has raided me a few times and is very, very kind. I don't know why, because I mean, I guarantee he would hate this stream. Oh, thank you for the follow. Very, very kind of you. Thank you. I will raid somebody. I don't know who. I'm looking at my following list and going to pick a random person. Who's live? This person's live. Have I typed that right? Because I'm really shit at typing. I have. Fantastic. Thank you for watching. I will see everybody tomorrow or Wednesday or Thursday. Whenever you want to join in. There's no pressure to be in every stream. You know, some people like only certain games. Some people don't. That's all fine.
Show us your tits.
Christ, fucking hell. My camera is laggy.
Show 'em.
I don't know why. My camera is a bit laggy. I might fix that. Anyway, bye. See ya. Woo.